My uploads are going to get more frequent now, once I get back from a family vacation that I'm taking this week for a big birthday in the family. Yeah, we're going to Key West, and we will have internet there, but I'm not sure it's going to be fast enough that I'll be, that I'll want to upload videos.
Yeah. Happens.
On the other hand, the connection I have here is plenty fast. It uploaded a video in 480p that's about 2 hours long in like 15 or 20 minutes.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yes. I mean this one. And it was in 480p because in the new version of iMovie, I couldn't make it smaller than that.
That's curious.
Yeah, it is. Also curious was that it was, it showed when it said that it was encoding, it was, one thing I knew it was saying, 80 or 70 minutes left, and then suddenly it said complete. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad it's finished, but maybe you could have given me a more accurate idea of the progress while it was going on.
That's when the computer switched on ludicrous speed.
Maybe.
And it went straight to plan. No time to update the thing, but we gotta go.
Anyway, so now, as you can see, they're using not only the buttons on the right, but also the D-pad. It will not use the analog sticks at any point, which is a good thing.
That's just weird. Jeez.
This is also getting about as quickly as I can handle it. Well, I almost screwed it up right at the end, but I managed to get it.
Yay! Insert fun play here.
What'd you say?
Insert fun play here. There was much rejoicing. Yes.
In Kingdom of Loathing, there's a trophy you can get for running away from a lot of battles. And, the name of the image file for the trophy is... No, the name of the trophy, I think, is Sir Robin Ran Away. And the name of the image file is In Soviet Russia, Minstrels Eat You.
Well, sometimes one must bravely turn their tail and flee.
Yes. Or like in The Hitchhiker's Guide, where what is it? Where Zaphod decides that discretion is the better part of valor and cowardice is the better part of discretion, and he valiantly leaps into a closet.
Ah, yes. Zaphod. I don't know what in ages. I might find it to watch it.
Oh, I've never seen the movie, I've just read the books. Actually, heard the movie wasn't that good.
The movie was really great, but only about half of it was accurate to the book, because what they wound up doing was shoving multiple books into one piece.
Oh, one of those kinds. Yeah, I failed that miserably.
The beginning part is pretty much good, and then once the adventure actually starts in space, and they try to find Magrathea, is when things start getting silly.
Ah.
And at the very tail end, they throw a reference to what was supposed to be the next one.
Yeah, well, after the 5th book, you're left not really thinking there's ever going to be a next one, but I guess he did have plans for a 6th.
He did, and his son and I think another author took the notes that he had and did their best to assemble a book, and that's included in the 6-volume complete edition, which is a massive tome.
I think I may have seen that at one point. Anyway, 34% is your next milestone, if you have it at this point, then you know everything's good.
Yeah.
The next one, I think, doesn't come until 47.
Leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I think that's in Chapter 3, actually. Which means that I won't know that I'm on track for another many hours of gameplay.
I know.
So Rikku can actually be kind of distracting in this one.
I was going to say, why is she running around in circles? Actually, no, it's a figure eight. It's a figure eight.
What?
I said, oh boy.
Oh.
Rikku, such a goof. See, I'm gonna step out for a minute, refill my water.
Okay. Yes, this reminds me of me watching the Attacking Toucans and Josh Jepson's versus Banjo-Kazooie, and when they're doing that memory mini game in Gobi's Valley, I'm just like face palming over and over again because they are so bad at doing the memory game.
Oh god.
Have you played Banjo-Kazooie?
No, I've not played any Banjo-Kazooie game or Banjo-Kazooie, not played any of them games.
I mean, it might have just been because they were, not focusing very much and trying to do commentary, but it's like, it doesn't change. It's the same locations every time.
Is it still messed up?
Yes.
Simply then.
Oh, now I'm watching a co-op Let's Play with Josh Jepson and Super Genius on Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's pretty funny. Like, their running gag is that instead of bananas, they say blanabas.
Why?
Because there was this thing, it was called Derp Food Names or something. It just had a whole bunch of, silly names for foods, and for banana it was blanaba.
Okay then.
Like an image, some image on some website. Just Google Derp Food Names, and one of them will probably have it.
Okie dokie. I'll probably do it after this if I remember. I always do have that problem to say, I'll do it later, 5 minutes later, I have completely forgot what I'm going to do.
You asked me a question a long time ago that I didn't answer, and I'm just remembering it now.
What was the question?
How long is a baseball/basketball game?
Oh, you never did answer that question, did you?
Okay, so I can tell you that an NBA game, professional basketball, oh yeah, they changed it around here. Now it's done so that you have to press one button with each hand. They'll always have one button on the left half of the controller and one button on the right half. Push them at the same time. They don't tell you they're going to do that beforehand. Anyway, so the NBA, professional basketball, those games usually last 2.5 hours. College basketball, it's probably a little more than 2 hours. Grade school basketball, probably less than 2 hours. I don't know exactly how long it would be. Baseball, a pro baseball game usually lasts 2.5 to 3 hours. There was a time, several decades ago, when the games were a lot shorter because pitchers and hitters didn't, just call time so often. And there were probably fewer commercials as well. But those days are gone.
Alright.
Speaking of which, I'm maybe 6 or 7 blocks from Oriole Park at Camden Yards, so I will be seeing the Orioles pretty often this year, I think. My dad will probably want to come and visit me often on game nights and go to said games.
Ah, yes. Sports. I don't know. The only one I really like is I like hockey a lot.
Sorry, your Sabres aren't doing too well.
They were doing slightly better immediately after the trades happened. And then trades continue to happen. And it's like, oh. So I think like what they were banking on this year is their picks helping the team out, and they did a lot of shuffling. But now it's just turned into, oh, let's try again next year with a completely different roster.
Anyway, I got up to 26 on that one with Paine, and that was the hardest one with Paine, so that's not too bad.
Yes.
Yeah, for some reason I was running into very few monsters here. I guess the encounter rate isn't very high.
I wonder why it isn't very high. Probably because you're doing these shenanigans.
Well, I don't see why this would affect the encounter rate.
I don't know. It just seems like in areas where you have to do a lot of running back and forth to play mini games, RPGs tend to lower the encounter rate because it's frustrating when you're just trying to go from one to the other.
Yes, that's probably a good thing.
Yes.
Right, no stupid garage door noises, but there will be occasional city noises. You know, this being Baltimore, you're going to get a fair number of sirens.
I haven't heard anything yet, so...
Oh, well, I can hear a siren. Maybe you guys can't.
Yeah.
So the tough thing about these is that things will flash on the screen in different spots for a short time, and you have to remember the order in which they have
Done so.
Yes.
Where did that middle one even appear? I didn't see it.
Well, apparently I did.
Apparently.
And then back.
Oh, I didn't even realize you were gone.
It's like my internet just like the before.
Oh. Sorry about that.
What?
So I
Sounded like... Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think they get up to 5 in this one, like sequences of 5. And they use almost all the buttons. Or no, maybe they don't use the L buttons. Maybe they just use those 8. But they do try to. Oh, yeah, they do use the shoulder buttons. So yeah, that's 10 possible buttons, and the sequences get up to 5.
What confuses me is that some games will go like L1, L2, but some games will go L1, LT. And it's the most frustrating thing.
L1 LT?
Yeah, this seems to be going L1, LT for left shoulder, left trigger. But some games refer to them both by number, so L1 would be the top one, L2 would be the bottom one.
No, this one doesn't boast by numbers, although the L2 and R2 don't appear in this one.
It does?
Yeah.
It's just kind of silly.
Okay, so yeah, apparently I have a good short-term memory, because I did that one with no mistakes.
Yay!